Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I have a new project to introduce to you. I'm going to try my hand at the pan in every palette kind of project. Granted, I'm going to have my own kind of variation on it because I'm kind of tiptoeing my way back into like full-on panning since I got my hands quite full these days. So my rules are going to be pretty simple. I'm going to try to do monthly updates for this project. I'm only going to work on 3 palettes at a time because I don't think that I can do 5. Last year I was doing, oh, what is that? The Roulette Palette. I literally can't think of the name of the project. But I was trying to do that last year, which involved panning 5 shadows at a time, and it was my first time ever like doing a project specifically for eyeshadow palettes, and it was a lot. So I'm thinking that 3, where I work on 1 shade from each palette, just trying to hit pan in my palettes. I have 57 palettes. Out of those 57, I have pan in 10 of my palettes. So that's less than 20% of like my palettes having pan, and I would like to kind of just slowly work on that. So what I'm going to do is kind of roll 3 like eyeshadows at random today. I have a little master list here on my little tablet, and we're just going to pull out some palettes to play with for the next month. I think that 3 is going to be doable, and also let me play with when I have the whim to play with other palettes in my collection. I won't feel bad. So fingers crossed that it works well. Let's go ahead and roll some eyeshadows in. Okay, as you may be able to see here, this is my little list of my palettes. The ones that are highlighted are the ones that have pan in them. So I'm excited to be able to like try to reach for some. I even put my last 2, like literally I got 2 in the mail yesterday. They're even on here. So I'm like hoping that maybe I can work past some of the anxiety that I have on like, I don't like to pan new items. It for some reason just really gives me anxiety, which is weird. So I'm gonna pull a random number generator here. 1 through 57. All right, here we go. 32, 42, and 23. Okay, so according to my list here, 23 was my Natural Eyes from Too Faced palette. The 32 is my Pirates of the Caribbean Lorac palette, and then 42 is my Juvia's Place Nomad palette. So I'm gonna go grab those really quick, and then we'll pick the shades that hopefully I'm gonna work on over the next month. Okay, I'm back with my 3 palettes, and because I'm tiptoeing my way back into panning eyeshadow, I'm gonna pick, it's a relatively boring color story, but I think that it'll work for me and be able to give me versatility in that the other shades that I pull to pair with these shades can be the fun, colorful ones. So the first one I'll start with is my Too Faced Natural Eyes palette. I mean, this is a really basic kind of cool tone-ish neutral palette. So I thought about Cashmere Bunny and I thought about Heaven. Heaven has a bigger dip in it, so I'm kind of gonna cheat. I don't know if you'll be able to see it. I'm gonna try to take photos, but Heaven I've worked on before pretty diligently, and I know I have also the Natural Matte palette, and that took me forever to hit pan in that matte shade. So I'm gonna go ahead and just take my like running start that I have here with Heaven in this palette, and I'm gonna try to hit pan in this like basic lid setting shade. Super boring, and I'm a little bit disappointed in myself, but at the same time I would like to kind of get this one out and roll in something more colorful next month. So I'm going to take the easy way out with this one. Now this guy here is the Juvia's Place Nomad palette, and I have colorful options, but I'm trying to be like thoughtful that we're going into spring and summer, or spring. Look at me trying to like force summer to happen already. But I know that this is more of like a fall palette for me, so I think the smartest thing for me to do is go for this like gold shade here in the center. It's gorgeous. Like I really do love that shade. Plus it can work with when I'm feeling to like green shades. I can pair it with green shades. If I'm feeling a more neutral kind of color story, I can do that. So I thought about the yellows, but I don't know if I want to like dominate a look with all of these yellows. So who knows? We'll see. I might end up trying to make a dip in some of the yellows, but I'm gonna shoot to have pan in the metallic there in the center. And then the last one here is the Lorac Pirates of the Caribbean palette. There's really no good way for me to hold this like to be able to show you and not blind you because it doesn't fold all the way back. And this is another one that it's a little bit more of a fall color story. But I think I'm gonna give myself 2 options here. I'm either gonna go with Sea Haze here, which is a really pretty like soft metallic green. And also I'm thinking like Bones here is a nice transition shade to use with it. I also thought about Treasure here, this like red, but I'm not quite sure I'll want to reach for that all the time. So I think I'm going to push myself to either use, well, and also compass. I know, but I'm working on the gold there. So I think I'm going to push myself. I'm going to try to go for sea haze. We'll see what happens. But yeah, wish me luck in the comments. Make sure you say hello. Fingers crossed that this isn't like a disaster project for me. Even though I felt like I wasn't super successful last year in trying to pan eyeshadows, I still feel like I can do it. I just think I need to slow down a little bit and pick some easy things, get myself going, and then maybe I'll get better at it. So yeah, make sure you say hello, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.